Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Wade with Wade for Wireless. And you know, let's just look at some hypothetical situations here. What if legal work went out to bid? I was reading the article about AT&T and T and their battle to build a tower in a small town, the Village of Corrales, near Albuquerque, New Mexico. So let's just say instead of hiring competent lawyers like they do, I imagine they have a pretty good team, and they probably hire a local team. Let's just say if they wrote up an RFP, put the RFP together, then put it out to bid, and it went to a turf vendor. So then the turf vendor, who doesn't have any lawyers to do this type of work, they look for a local vendor in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then what they do, they say, well, we really want to keep this within budget, so let's just look for the best price we can get. So then let's say that they decide to go ahead and just find the cheapest guy in town. They'll find a lawyer for, say, $10 or $20 an hour that'll go in and represent them. And then they just send them off into court. Hey, we trust them. They'll do the job. They don't check on them. They don't inspect them. They just assume they have the right certifications. Can you imagine? How crazy is that? So with all that said, I think my point is they don't do that with the legal system, right? They hire competent lawyers. They look for the best, are willing to pay a little extra money because it's very important that they win. It's very important that they look good. I feel it's the same way with tower climbing. Trust me, every life matters. I don't know anybody dying in a courtroom. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but especially over a tower, building a tower. If someone dies in there, we got problems. So my point is here is when it comes to doing these bids, and it comes to building out their next system, which I imagine will be the AWS-3 system because AT&T spent a ton of money getting those frequencies. All I ask is that they take the precautions they would to hire professionals, right? You know what I'm saying? So what can they do? Here they can do just require the proof of the safety certifications, the safety plan, and they can also build in some money for some safety audits. Trust me, they'll have the money. So when they go to legal battle, they don't just hire a bunch of chumps to go in there. They don't trust two other vendors to go down there and hire like 3 levels out. And then if they lose, say, well, we hired the vendor. It's not our fault. What we're looking for is for them to actually do it right and take some responsibility here, which I know they are. Trust me, I know all the carriers are working to make this safer, whether you like it or not. They really want the industry to be safe. They don't want to see anyone get hurt. They don't want to see anyone die. Now, accidents still happen. But if they can put these qualifications in place to where they can really know that they have certified professionals doing the work, we'd all feel better. And if they can build in the budgets to do safety audits, we would all feel better. I think it would just work out better for everyone. It matters because what we can do is maybe we can save 1 or 2 lives. I know a lot of these tower crews, they want to hire guys that, have no experience and throw them out there. And that they need to be trained. They need to be ready to do the work. And if you can have a few experienced guys, train the younger guys and bring them up and get them experienced, that's a good thing. I was on a emailing a guy the other day that was complaining about he was hiring cell tower workers, guys that did cell deployment. And he said a lot of these young men, they don't even know how to tie a knot. They're willing to go up in the tower and do the work, but they really don't know what it takes to be a rigger. Trust me, fellas, don't get in over your head. So I'm just making a point here. I know it's a lot of sarcasm and it's a far stretch, but my point is we just have to be as smart as we can possibly be, and we have to take precautions to make sure we get qualified people out there climbing the towers. So on a personal comment, I do support AT&T. I hope they get the tower built. I really support towers being built. And with NIMBY around, NIMBY stands for Not in My Backyard. It's a real issue trying to get coverage everywhere. Now, DAS is really helping. Small cells are helping. Distributed small cells, that's really helping. And we're coming up with ways to make it work, right? Ways that we don't have to put so many towers out there. We don't want them to be ugly. We want to be as efficient as we can. We want to go on rooftops and building tops. By the way, that AT&T article, if you're interested, If you go to abqjournal.com, you'll find it there. And also, the other link is if you go to pressreader.com/USA/Albuquerque Journal, and then there's a bunch of other stuff. The link's in my blog, wadeforwireless.com. Go there. So that'll give you the links about AT&T's battle. I think AT&T is going to win because federal laws are really changing things. They're going to let them go with these towers. They still have to do the zoning process. They still have to go through all the zoning paperwork. And most importantly, they have to pay those zoning fees. And so kudos out to all the site acquisition people, because I know what they go through. Site acquisition is just painful. But even when they overcome all those issues, anyone who's familiar with LA RICS, which was the broadband safety system they're putting out in LA, the firemen's union out there, the fireworkers union, just protested putting the LA RICS system on their rooftops. And the reason they went to rooftops of the fire stations was because to save money. You know, it's efficient. I mean, it's safe. You know, there's not really an issue. But they protested it. They wanted hazard pay, and they shut the system down, or at least they're going to take them off the fire station. So I think that's going to be a real kick in the groin for FirstNet, because now they're going to realize they can't just deploy everywhere. You know, there's a lot of politics and everything involved. And I have the article in there too if you're interested. The article came from urgentcom.com/policy/firefighter union claims if dangers, jeopardies, LA RICS public safety LTE project. You know what? Just go to urgentcom.com and search LA RICS and firefighters union. It'll pop up. So, but they explain in there, you know, they're going to remove them all from the fire stations, which is fine. You know, I mean, it's a broadband system. It's not technically used for public safety yet. What they were using it for is video and communications and data communications. But getting off the subject, my point here is we have to find a way to make this as safe as possible for everybody. We have to find a way to build a system where we can deploy tower workers that have an extremely dangerous job to begin with and make it safe. So I'm open to ideas, and if you do think about it, complete OSHA's RFI. Like I said, wirelessestimator.com, they have the RFI app, you know, an interface in there which you can fill out, log in, and then you don't have to complete it all in one shot, which I'm still working through it. So I'll put out posts on that. All right, everyone. Be smart, be safe, pay attention. See ya.